Okay, how frustrating is it not to be able to do a ring muscle up when you're already really proficient in your pull-up and your dip? I genuinely know people who can lift almost half their body weight and they still can't get the ring muscle up. In this video, I'm going to break down the 5 most common missing elements that people tend to not consider when it comes to their muscle up training. I genuinely believe that if you address all these areas, you should be able to unlock the ring muscle up. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, number 1 is not training full range of motion in your pull-ups and your dips. If you're smashing reps and you're lifting heavy weight, if you're not training the full range, it's not going to transfer to your muscle up. So what I like to think of is when you're doing your high pulls, really try and get the thumbs to touch the sternum, and when you're doing your deep dips, try and get the thumbs to the outside of your chest. What I like to do is weighted sets and reps, and then take the weight off and try and go nice and high and then nice and low in your dip. Okay, the higher we can pull, the lower we can dip, the smaller the transition is going to be. Number 2, the second element that a lot of people are missing out on is spending enough time on your false grip. Okay, if you don't build the false grip foundations, if you skip this part, then the muscle up is going to be really hard. We need to get the hand on top of the ring as we go through the transition. So make sure that you can comfortably do 40 to 60 seconds in your false grip, and then start introducing false grip pull-ups into your training. Okay, that's a really, really important one. Number 3 is shoulder extension. Okay, this refers to essentially pulling the shoulder joint back, and this happens as we transition from the pull-up into the dip. So if we don't have good range of motion in our shoulder extension, that transition is going to be really hard. So we want to train this both passively. I like to do this in a supported low dip position, so with the feet on the floor, bending the elbows, and then trying to get the thumbs nice and high, close to the shoulder joint. And then we also want to do this actively. I like to do banded shoulder extensions using a rig as a reference point so that we're not compensating by leaning forward. There's obviously a whole host of other exercises we can do to improve this range. Okay, number 4, and this is another mobility element, and it's to do with your shoulder rotation. If we're lacking in internal and external rotation, the muscle up is going to become particularly challenging. So we break through from the pull-up into the low dip, we're internally rotating the shoulder, and if you have a lack of range of motion here, this can actually lead to injuries, and it can make the transition a lot harder. Equally, as we go from the dip into the pull-up, we are externally rotating the shoulder, so we want to be nice and strong here. And similar to the extension, it's not just a case of having passive range, we also want to have active range. Things like ring rotations, stick dislocates, banded internal, external rotation work is really, really valuable here. The stronger we are in our rotation, the less chance of injury we're going to have in our muscle up training. Number 5 is that you haven't spent enough time working the transition and really understanding the movement. We want to spend lots of time with the feet on the floor, understanding the movement, so thinking thumbs to waist, to outside of chest, to sternum, and then going in the opposite direction, sternum, outside of chest, waist, and just really integrating that pattern so that it's neurologically drilled into us, so that when we are doing the full movement or the negative, we don't have to think too hard. It's almost second nature, and we can just focus on being nice and active with the body. So make sure you spend a good amount of time on those transitions, guys. Okay, that's it, guys. I hope you found that valuable. Just go through those 5 steps, make sure that you've addressed each of them, and see what the missing element is. I'd really appreciate a subscription on this account. It is a new account, so the support at this stage is really appreciated. See you on the next video.